but it sounds like it's come early.
Hi, welcome to Ocean Mirror. So today I'm going to show Jean Gashaw. This is the day after the arrest, I think. She's come out and she's talking about what happened to her and the baby and stuff.
However, literally, I am so excited, like very, very excited. I've got my scarf on. As I was walking, someone just said they like my scarf. It's a Ted Baker, and it's, it is very Meritama. So obviously, Friday was the bigger.
Mary Tama is her real name. No, Mary Tama is her real name. Her next AKA. So when she talks about Mary Tama, she talks about the prophetess and stuff. She is all these identities. So right now she's Mary Tama. Right now she's Queen Nandi, but she's AKA Mary Tama at the same time. This is why I think she has mental health. Oh. What's going wrong? Hold on.
We got arrested, and obviously Chawela, my son, was obviously captured. But it was such an amazing, I cannot even believe I'm saying this, but for God's sake. Anyway, after, obviously I went live on TikTok because we tell our own stories. We refuse to let someone else tell your story. You need to own your story, have power over your own story, or the sun is shining again. So obviously I told my story. I went live on TikTok, and obviously when we were officially arrested, we had to cut the live. But it's when we cut the live that I felt like everything just started. It was very, very powerful. I have to be honest, the arrest experience was not negative. It almost didn't feel like an arrest. My heart was steadfast, trusting in the Lord. The scripture said, "You will not have fear of any sudden disaster or bad news. Your heart is steadfast, trusting in the Lord." So my heart was very, very steadfast. I could just feel it because I had already seen that moment in a vision. I saw the police come into the room and I started recording. So I was reliving something that Yahweh had already told me that is going to happen. So I was prepared for it. I'm a Hebrew woman. I'm a woman of faith. I am prepared for anything. And I've been through so much. So you can only hurt me so much. So it was a and the police officers, all the female police officers who then obviously arrested me, were actually quite kind to me. Yahweh stayed their hearts. It didn't feel like an arrest. It was actually a very positive experience because I have been arrested so many times and I've suffered so much cruelty and racism in the hands of the police. I was treated very, very badly. When the children were first kidnapped in 2021 in Siam, it was Siam police. I don't know what they commanded, but it's Siam police. They were so cruel to me, so evil to me. As Shania was crying, I just pleaded with them that let me at least just kiss her and say goodbye to her. And the police officer said, no chance. When I also got arrested in Stockton, I've been arrested obviously for more than 10 times for just being a mother. When I also got arrested in Stockton, Vicky Brown, the police were so cruel to me. Cleveland police are very, very cruel. They are very racist. They were very, very unkind to me and the king, my husband. They never had any empathy for me. They treated me so bad. One night I was handcuffed all night to a chair, and they never treated me like a woman who has given birth. But this time around, there was a shift in the atmosphere. Honestly, I think it's the anointing of Chawela.
Not a day to go out and talk about this, so it's windy. See, the wind's talking to you. The wind's saying to shut up.
Even got in my eye.
The wind's saying to hush.
Okay, but I'm determined to finish this testimony. Yeah, something is going in my eye, like sand. The wind just... And I don't know if you can hear me because
the wind's telling you to hush.
This is always very hard to pick the sound. But anyway, what was I saying? So this arrest was very, very positive. I did not stay in the cells, even though right now the world is celebrating, thinking I'm in custody. We got released on Friday. We were only in there for a very short while. The police, even
The world is not celebrating. What the world is seeing that how you have come out and obviously your children's got taken away for neglect or whatever the case may be. I don't agree with people to taking children, no, but because of your past history, that's why the police has come in and taken the children. And I still think, though you can make children up to this day, or even though I think it is Asnot's baby, I really think it's Asnot's baby because in all the pictures you see her belly, and I think it's Asnot's child, aka Kara's child, and I believe that how though you are saying all this, right? Because you said a lot in a lot of social media places, right? And you have literally come out and just like trying to make it like, yeah, it's like, oh I was in a cell, I wasn't like this. What happened to Cara? What happened to Asnot? What, right? You're not even spoken about her. Not even spoken about her. Like, what has happened to her? Where is the baby? I mean, don't we know the baby's in care? Right, but it's down. I think she's just on the risk list or somewhere. That's what I think it is. I think she's on the risk list, and it doesn't matter where, no how matter how many children she has, they're gonna take the children from her, and that's what I feel personally, right? So though she's saying all these things, and she's saying what she's saying, right? Because her and Kofi or Adahedi got arrested numerous of times. I put up video of them where he nearly jumped through the window. I put up one where like she was doing a social service. I think it was a social service interview, and the first thing the social worker said it was her mental. So she does have a mental breakdown, but she doesn't want to come to terms with it. That's what I feel.
my lawyer said, these police are on your side. They even said, how can we say it's child neglect when she's asking for a breast pump in the police cells? How can this be child neglect? Because they just obviously follow orders. But they were when during the arrest after the live, they were so kind to me. They even allowed me to dress up and everything to feed Shawela, get him settled. When he was even going, this time when they draped him up, they say, "Do you want to kiss him?" The police officer said, "Do you want to kiss him? You've got such a bond with him." I sang for him. Chawela, Chawela, Boomba. And they were like, he knows you, he knows your voice, is literally following your voice, is looking at you. I have such a bond with Chawela that even the police officers could see that I'm just a loving mother. So it was so, so powerful. And I wasn't put at the back of the van. I went like in just a regular police car. And throughout the journey to the police officers, I had two female police officers who were just talking to me about my children, how old they are. And the police officer was saying, "You're such a strong woman, you're made of steel." Like, and for you to have all these children is so traditional. People don't have this many children anymore. Um, and also they were asking me about our following on social media, our TikTok, how many people watch the live. And I was saying by the end of the live, there were like almost 4,000 people watching that live. And they were saying like, do you get bothered sometimes? What kind of followers do you have? And I said a lot of them are actually haters. We have obviously a lot of people who are just like silent watchers or watching the story. But the one
We are not. I don't. I won't say. I want to say we're haters. I want to say we're haters. You went into the woods, and then you was you was well, how do I put it? They went into the woods and they was demanding a lot of stuff, and the Scottish people wasn't having it. Right. I have done videos on this lady, um, when I look back on her stuff, what she has said in the past, done in the past, it's not that people hate you. It's just what comes out of your mouth when you're saying certain stuff to people, and then you don't think that how it's not gonna come back to you. That's when it comes an issue. You was in Scotland. You called yourself the Kingdom of Kabbalah, right? And they were saying that how like the how like they ruled Scotland. I can't remember half the story now because it's been a while. I can't remember all of it, but she said a lot. She said too much, and that's why the people was mad with her. That's why they attacked her in the woods. She was on a lady's land with a horse. The horse wasn't looked after. They was using the horse tail for their stuff, for their necklaces and chains and stuff like that. Um, there was kind of on the land illegally, and the lady was trying to move them on, and this lady kept talking away about the lady, like, you know what I mean. But the lady whole emphasis was that how if you took care of the horse and all that stuff, she would have probably been all right with you. But then you started littering up the space because it's a green space, it's a forest, you know, green spaces and stuff, right? When you're around green spaces, you have to try to keep it clean and stuff like that. And they're saying that how they're not of the world and they're not of this and none of that, not of that. And they're doing the total opposite to what they're saying. It's kind of like a copy of carbonation. If anybody knows about the carbonation cult, it was kind of like a copy of that. So people have been watching her for a long time. They said she was a brilliant blogger at the time, Jean Gasher. She used to write brilliant blogs and stories and stuff like that. It's not until when she started doing this Kingdom of Kabbalah thing, talk about Yash, yes, talking like a Hebrew Israelite, because she sounds like a Hebrew Israelite, but she's not a Hebrew Israelite. They don't do things as Hebrew Israelites do, and they tend to chuck things down people's throats. Sending putting out proclamations on people saying that how they mustn't do imports and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Um, she says a lot of stuff. She says a lot of stuff that people disagree with, and people always comes right at her, and that's how they deal. You know what I mean? Um, so her saying all this is like, oh well, you know, oh, I got haters. It's not about the haters. People just call you out for what you're saying.
Ones who talk a lot are our haters. And they were asking me, how do you cope with that? And I said, look at everything I've been through. Right now, what I'm going through. Do you think I care about social media and what people say?
Yes, you
I
do
am
care about social
titanium. I'm
media
made of
because you want
steel. And she
attention.
said, you are made of steel. When I got to the police cells, it was such a positive experience. Like, I did not feel like I was being arrested. They were so kind. They let me keep all my relics, all my spiritual stuff, which normally they take it from me. It was just absolutely positive. And then, just before I got arrested, I did my last photo shoot with Chawela, where I had a feather for him, and he held his feather. This is a feather that I picked at the beginning of this season, the hibernation season, when I was pregnant. So obviously this feather was very special, and Chawela held it. Then I don't know what happened because I even dressed up, but this feather was on my clothes. Then it fell in the police cell as the police officer was like petting me. She's like, oh my gosh, you've got a feather on you. A feather has just fallen. Some of the police officers obviously recognized that the Queen of Kubala is the first lady, so they came to say hi to me. And then there was also a police officer there who was like an Asian, a dark-skinned man, as the feather fell. And I was now saying, oh my gosh, Chawela was just holding this feather less than an hour ago before the raid. This is the last thing he held, his feather. And the person said to me that the police officer actually said, where I come from, that is a sign that the angels are with you. He said to me, a police officer said to me that the angels are with you. And I was so encouraged. I almost got emotional, but I said to myself, I'm not going to cry. No, I never cried. But I got quite emotional that the sign was there, that my bond, even with Chawela, even in the prison custody, was there. So the feather, the police officer said like 3 times that is a good sign. It means the angels are with you. When a feather falls on you, the angels are with you. And obviously, the lead detective who is leading this case, when my solicitor came, she even said to me that the police are on your side. They are even saying this is not child neglect. Come on. She's breastfeeding. She loves her children. She's just different. And my solicitor was telling them that, come on, how racist can we be as a country? Like, people raise children very differently all over the world. And she's a black woman. Come on. Like, they just raise their children differently. It's not child neglect. She's the most loving mother. She's raised a daughter to adulthood, and the daughter is thriving. So it was just a very powerful experience. And the lead detectives of this case just came and they told me that, look, we're going to get you out. We're not going to keep you in here. You're going to go home. And she told me that, and I'm going to make sure you take that breast pump with you.
And one thing I noticed about this, right? She's in public. Why is she dressed as exotically as she normally dresses anyway? Like you. I feel okay. I feel like she didn't want to be seen as she comes out because she normally dresses very flowers, feathers, all sorts of things. It's like Jean is one of those people, when you see her, she will stand out. But she's not standing out. As she's talking, she's looking around. I'm not saying she's scared or she's in fear or nothing. Are there any Turks? No. So I'm not saying that she's scared or nothing. I'm just saying that how maybe she's decided to just incognito. I'm saying the word wrong. Maybe she doesn't want to be seen as much, right? Because like as she's talking, she's looking around, right? Yes, okay, this might have been a positive experience, but remember when the camera went down, it's like the police went to grab the thing, and she goes, "Oh, my husband!" Like they grabbed the camera, right? I'm gonna show you why I say that. Hold on, let me show you why I say that. Because she's saying all this, which is fair and everything. She had a good experience in that particular precinct. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not impossible that you didn't have a good experience. No, I'm not saying that. Right? I'm not saying she's not a good mom. No, they took her for they called child neglect and child concealment. That's why they took her. So,
which you rely in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence, right? Mm-hmm. What basically the rationale for that is we're concerned that there's been a pregnancy concealed, there's been a birth concealed, and therefore we're concerned that the child's probably not had adequate medical attention for being a newborn baby. All right?
So there's nothing wrong with him.
But that is what the concern is at the minute. So you're already both under arrest. So what I'm going to ask is if my colleague can take the baby, it'll be getting placed into police protection so we can make sure it receives the adequate medical attention.
I do not consent to him having medical attention because all of them, I made them. I handmade them.
Okay. I tell you what, it should work. Can you put the baby just on the bed so my colleague can obviously take him to make sure he's all right?
I am his mother, and you've come here to take my baby.
Yes.
Chawe, let me just say goodbye to my baby.
Yes.
That's not, it's okay. Look, he's holding onto my hair.
I know. Do you normally breastfeed?
He's holding onto my hair. This is my baby. And he's holding on to mommy's hair.
Right.
I've been feeding him. I've been breastfeeding. I'm not going to cry.
All I'm going to say is that he's both being arrested and cautioned. Okay. So anything that you do say now may be used as evidence, all right? We want to make this as easy as it possibly can. All right? So I don't want the baby to get caught up in any of this. So if you're all right, can I move
Remember
this pad of paper so we can put the baby down? Is that all right?
Yeah. Chawela kuyanda impedri nyame huyada kuyanda impedri nyame huyada. May the God of Israel be with you, my son.
I've got nappies. Can I get his nappies? Is that okay if I grab his nappies?
I love you so much, Chawela.
Is there anything else you want us to take for him?
Yes.
Other than nappies, is there any clothing or...
This is his blanket, it's my dress.
Blanket? Yeah, blanket can go.
Do you want to tell everyone everything you want them to take, put in this bag?
Yeah.
Chawela,
Get his nappies.
can you just latch on for just a second?
Yes,
Yeah, you need to do that.
Give them a feed.
Where's this blanket?
Chawela, this is his blanket, it's actually my dress.
Blanket can
but
go, that's absolutely fine.
I'm just feeding him.
And we're going to be okay, my queen. I'm going to
yes.
see you.
Chawela, I'm going to see
Can I
you
just ask,
again.
can we stop recording now and just put the phone away? I'm only asking because at the minute you're both under arrest. Alright? So if you can just end the live and
Pray
put it
for
down,
me,
okay?
everybody pray for me, okay? Pray for me. I gave birth to Chawela.
Okay?
And I'm
But she says all this, and then she says that how like she got treated good. But then later, I think another day she turns up on a live. Hold on, let's see. Same hotel.
I've expressed this in the
I
last
wonder if this is when it happened.
This is the doing of the Lord.
Hold
I
on.
will always be a mother, and I am a joyful mother of
Speak,
Chawela.
my queen.
And you can see the camera quality is very retro and very vintage because all our phones have been taken, but still Yahweh has given us this phone.
It's her children giving her the phones.
Now, this is social services who are now providing food for us, and they are paying for the hotel. This is Granger Hotel. So, since yesterday when we got arrested, we got released. We were home. This is
Oh, so Asnot is with her.
We were home very soon. Midnight we were home. And today, social services are paying for this hotel. And they've bought us, these are very spiritual for us, some honey nut country. So, Diani Waronga so.
Yahweh Kanaga.
So
Yahweh Kanaga.
it's all continuing, right?
So they're paying. How they're paying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our first official.
That's
case.
interesting.
Now they're not coming from social services. So that should tell you something. We got some, well, this will act as the wine.
Okay. We got some
And
non-alcoholic
we got
wine. Some jam. What kind of jam we got, my
and
queen?
strawberry.
Oh,
and
yes.
milk.
Okay.
You have to have milk and honey.
Milk
This is
and honey.
We've got some, you can't beat Warburton bread. It's all right. We've got a lot of breast chicken.
Okay.
A lot of breast chicken. A tub of chicken tikka. That's what we had when Chawela was born.
Yeah,
So
on
this
on
side.
Mother's birthday.
So we've got chicken tikka. Chicken tikka.
I guess
Good
that's gonna be our
quality.
dinner
This is
tonight.
the best. Good quality.
Okay.
We've got some more that we're gonna put. We've got some hot pots. Means lamb. After.
Lamb.
We know we are Hebrew.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the bounty.
This
from
is the
social
bounty
services.
harvest from our
And
enemies.
From our enemies, they are now providing.
Yeah, she's
food.
bragging
The
though.
mother of Chaka.
Boy, people like this is crazy, man.
Oh yeah. Oh
Just
wow.
like it was happening in Mombasa. Now you're gonna take a picture of this.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is from social services.
Yeah.
Now you come on here and brag in people's faces. Oh wow.
Pose in the video, my queen.
You've posted.
No, I said pose.
Okay, pose.
Yeah, pose for the
Okay.
pictures while I'm taking the video.
Okay.
So they can see this moment.
Okay.
Ha!
Kumbala, kumbala.
Ele sue.
Kumbala, kumbala.
Ele sue.
Kumbala, kumbala.
Ele sue.
Bounty harvest
It's-
for Chawela.
It's
Chawela's
here.
coming with blessings.
Yes, he is. Oh, my queen. And Wella always be at the bar, at the breast, getting tipsy. Chawela was the most little, he was so attached to the queen. Their bond. And all
the
of-
police saw it. The police
Yeah.
testified that the bond that I have with Chawela, even as they captured him, they testified of my love for him.
Yeah,
And I'll be seeing Chawela very soon.
very, very soon. You better know it.
And he's got his milk.
Thank you, Mukuru. Your
I'll
heart is
always
good.
be a mother. Listen to me, boys. I am the best mother.
No one's not
the
saying that you're
world
not a
has
good
seen.
mother.
Speak, that testimony always stands.
Kupala, kupala. Kupala, kupala.
No, she's bragging, boy.
Bounty harvest.
Wow. Okay. Whatever.
Only after testimony.
Okay.
Today is the 21st.
Let me
February
find the
2025.
article.
2026. And I've just been
Let me find
expressing
this
my
article.
all night, all day, and I've expressed this in the
So
last
it was
half an
so
hour.
it could so it was her
This is the
baby.
doing of the Lord.
Okay. All right. So she probably was pregnant. She probably I don't know. That's interesting. I'm still thinking it's Kara's baby though, but anyway. Anyways, that's my opinion. Let me see. Arrested. Can't even remember what I'm looking for now. Arrest after baby. I think putting the baby part. Okay. So they're saying this child neglect. Let me see. And even though it's not good to the sun is not the greatest news. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not the greatest. No, it's not. When it comes to certain stories. Now, what I want to find, really, to be honest, I want to find the child neglect thing. Can't find it. But I'm not saying I'm not determined the lady's not a good mom. No, this the right in the past. I think it's the past, her past things that is literally what is the cause of it, because some of the TikTokers are very concerned. They was concerned about certain behaviors she was doing, and like I think there was an interview done with someone from the hotel, and they were saying that how they didn't know a baby was born or probably born on the premises or whatever. I'm trying to find the neglect thing. Probably won't find it. I always find it later. So, officers swooped in at Jean Gashel, 43, and Cara Taylor, 21, from the Kingdom of Kabbalah in response to allegations of child neglect. Right, let's see. I might have to just find it directly, to be honest. Let me see if I can find it directly. Because that's why they swooped in. Right? Anybody from England, some will know. Okay, let's put child neglect. Neglect. Because I wish I can share the screen a bit better than this, but I can't, unfortunately. Because they've raided them before. But she's trying to turn this into something else. I mean, I get it. You got to pull on the strings of the followers' hearts and stuff like that. But in the past, you have done stuff in the past, and that's why they came for the child. And yes, I do agree that they have been some children being taken unlawfully. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I think in this case, um, it's a lot deeper than that. Some of the TikTokers, I wish I can find them really, but I don't want to, what's the word? I want to put my own thinking on this because, like I said, it doesn't matter how many children she has. She can have 10 of them. They will just come and get them, right? And though she's saying all this, obviously, when you're in custody, I don't know. I don't know whether that's true or not. But the baby's new, so they're going to want you to breastfeed the baby. They're going to want you to look after the baby. I don't think for 1 minute they're going to not let the mother still deal with the baby to a certain extent, because in the past when they've taken children, the mums are normally, normally they look after the children. King Naga Kabbalah specifically typically typically tip, can't get my words out. Like Jean and Kofi has done a lot of stuff, and that's why I feel the children always gets the end of it. And I think it's her children that probably bought that food there. I think it's the her children, because her children be in the background looking after her. They're big people. They're not little boys. So yeah. But anyway, let's see what the old TikTok is saying.
Over to her next page because she's posted part 1 and part 2 of Jean's video after she's been released. So Cora's not in the video. Jean is saying basically that she was released on Friday when we all know she wasn't. For some strange reason, she seems very happy about the whole situation and what a positive experience it was being arrested. Basically saying the police are all on her side and telling her what an amazing mum she is, but there's no sign of Cora. And obviously, understandably, there's no sign of the baby, because regardless of what Jean says, the baby has been taken into care. No sign of Cora in the video. She doesn't even really mention Cora. I think she tries to make out she's there, but she's not. I have never seen a woman so happy and so deluded to have been arrested again for concealing the birth of a child neglect, and borderline bragging that she's been in the police station and been arrested
she's
again
bragging
for
about
this.
a lot of things. She's bragging about a lot of
This
things.
is the Jean Gasho show. And I personally feel like the baby is probably Cora's. I'm 90% sure the
That's
baby's
what I say.
Cora's.
I think it's
and I
Cora's too.
believe that since Jedburgh, Jean has been deliberately setting Cora up for a fall. I genuinely believe that Jean is so cruel that one, she wouldn't put herself through another pregnancy and risk losing her own baby again, having the baby taken off of them, that she actively allowed Cora to get pregnant, to go through the pregnancy, to go through the birth, knowing 100%. You don't need to prophesize or be fucking psychic to know the law that if you have had children removed from your care because of neglect or abuse, that baby's going to be taken off you. And I believe that Jean is so cruel and evil that she has allowed this to happen just so Cora has that baby taken away from her. The second baby, by the way. So that's the quick update. Jean's out of the police station. She didn't mention anything about any charges or bail or anything like that. She just whittled on about herself and what an amazing mum she is, and basically how much the police loved her. Jean is out. If you want the full tea, head over to her next page because she's
And that's what I said. I said the same thing. Like, obviously, right? Obviously, right. If children's been taken away from her before in the past, right? It doesn't matter who. Well, I didn't say who had the baby, but it doesn't matter how many babies you have. They're gonna come and get them. My thing is that she's sitting in wherever she's sitting, right? Mind you, over here there's a little bit heated tensions in parts, and you're sitting over there and you're bragging and you're saying, "Oh, social services paid for the hotel and this and that and the other and the other." You're bragging. You're saying to the people, "Look, but I'm still living like the whatever." Right? In the past, people have bought her food in the past in the woods, and she's made out like it was supporters. In the meantime, it was her children that was bringing her food and stuff to the woods where she was. So I'm thinking maybe it's the children who's also bringing, like, her older boys, because her older boys, I think they did actually spoke when they came out of the woods. I think it's her children that's giving her them stuff. I don't think it's social services. I don't think for a minute. Yes, maybe they do help on certain stuff. Maybe I need to ask some people about that. I don't know. I don't know whether that's true or not. Or somebody in my comment section can tell me, because why would they pay for a hotel? Why would they pay for a hotel? And yeah, and I do believe she do have mental health problems. She has mental health problems. She always talks about herself as first, second person. Mary Tama. I'm Mary. She don't talk about herself. She talks about herself, but she talks about herself in a different way. And that also tells me her mental as well. So when she's saying the haters, whenever she comes on social media and she talks about, oh, the haters, like I said, it's what you said when you was in Jegbra. It's also, people know her history. They know her history, and it would always come up. Like, I spoke about the history where, like, she got abused by a man in the church, and I also think was also the tipping of the boat, why she is the way she is, right? And I do believe as not, aka Cara, is a surrogate mother. She's there to have the babies for Kofi because, you know like, as the lady said, Jean's had all these children, and Cara is obviously the host, the carrier for Jean. That's why that's one of the things what the handmaiden does. The handmaiden is the servant to the queen. Not only is she a servant to the queen, she's also the concubine to the king. So, you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna prolong this too much, you know what I mean? I'm just thought, like, when she came out of the when she got released, she's saying all these things. She's saying all these things, and it's like, she doesn't say, "Oh well, Cara, what is okay," or Asnot is okay. She didn't like she said, she didn't mention Asnot. She didn't mention Asnot in the talk. She didn't even say, well, she's okay. She kept mentioning the baby and that, and all these mystical things going on in the station, and the police station. It's crazy. It's beyond me. But this lady, yeah, she's not all there. The elevator doesn't go all the way up to the wherever. And just all right to me, just when you think that, how you see the last of Kabbalah comes out of the woodwork. They're similar to carbonation in certain ways. When you think that carbonation is gone, carbonation will surface, right? And they are very much like carbonation in a lot of ways. And and the nature boycott in a lot of ways. I feel like there's so many similarities, but I'm not going to go down that hole now because I'm not even able to share my screen nicely and that. But yeah, so with that said, about the child neglect the child neglect. Which I'm thinking is that they're talking about is the care during the pregnancy, the care during after the pregnancy. Yes, women have home births. Yes, they do have home births, but there's still care. They still go to the hospital. They still get seen. They get their doulas involved, whatever, and all that. Somebody I know who's had a baby, right, right. All that's taken into consideration, the care of the baby, the this, like um, how the baby is going to be birthed and all that stuff, right? So it is what it is, isn't it? It's sad because another child's in care in the system because of whatever's going on with Jean and Cara. You know what I mean? But with that said, I ain't gonna stay on here too long. I'm just gonna come off. I just thought I'll just put this up on my channel because I've been following them for a long time, and it is one of those stories where like you're kind of mad at the person for the actions what they do, but at the same time it's like why do all that though? Like, I mean, I know she guards his attention. She loves attention. There's nothing wrong with attention. It's just how you do it. Then you come on and you brag. You brag. No one brags about being in the police station or brags about certain things. You don't brag about certain things. Oh, they're paying for our hotel. What she does, she rage baits as well, right? She rage baits as well. So that's also what she's doing as well. And I believe that those women who also commentates on her, she likes to stir them up. She likes to stir them up, and they fall for it every time. So I will be surprised if I see a whole heap of videos and stuff come out and things said and stuff like that. But it's quite clear cut. The woman is not all there. She's bragging. She wants to get a rise out of you guys, and Cara is the mum, but she wants to make out she is her son. Is my son. Is my son. Okay, whatever. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna come off, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.